Welcome all to the world of African biographies. On this channel, we discuss, get to know, and learn about African legends, experts in sport, icons in music, scholars, and sportsmen. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Now let's get to know today's legend. And today's legend is none other than Uloliwe. Yeah. Umama Zahara. Well, she never had her own biological babies, but there was something motherly about Zahara. Guys, when I was doing Ilanduza research ka Zahara, guys, I feel like it was one of my favorite artists to do a research on, but also life yake just broke my heart. Like life story yake Zahara is very painful, very inspiring, very complicated. Yes, so in some places embarrassing, in some places I was just heartbroken. Like I found myself crying, I found myself inspired. I was a mess when I was doing a biography of Zahara and researching for it, if I should say so myself, and watching her interviews. Oh, she was just I feel like she was so tender hearted to Zahara, very soft. I feel like she needed so much affection. Like something small can break her, but also something small can build her up to be one of the strong. Well, she was one of the strongest women in South Africa. In my perception, I definitely do believe that. So there's so many things that broke her heart. We're gonna get into it. Even a life story, yeah, it broke my heart. Oh, I mean, other times I'm just thankful that I am not famous, you know, yet. But let's get to know Uzahara. And Uzahara is an Arabic name. Yes. Who is Zahara? Let's get to know Zahara. Ubulelwa Mkutukana, born 9 November 1987. Known by her stage name, Zahara was a South African singer, songwriter, and a guitarist. Oh, and that guitarist, guys, she was self-taught, was Fundisa Zahara. No one taught her how to play guitar, no one taught her how to sing. She just sang and she was just brilliant at it, and she just played from the heart, from the spirit, from the soul. Oh, Zahara. The music was classified loosely as Afro soul, and she sang in Xhosa, her native language, as well as in English. After signing a record deal with ETS Records, Umkutukana's debut album Loliwe, which was released 2011, went double platinum. Her second album Pendula 2013 produced three chart-topping singles, Pendula, Impilo, and Stay. Zahara's third album, Country Girl, which was released 2015, was certified triple platinum. Following her departure from TS Records, she signed a record deal with Warner Music. Her fourth album, Umgodi 2017, was her best-selling album and was certified platinum, while her fifth album, Ngabayamo 2021, picked at number one on iTunes. Her accolades include 17 South African Music Awards, 3 Metro FM Awards, and 1 Nigerian Entertainment Award. Zahara was on the 2020 list of the BBC's 100 Women. She appeared as a guest judge on the 17th season of Idols South Africa in 2021. Now, when you go to early life, Zahara, born as Ubulelwa Mkutukana in the Pumlani informal settlement of East London in Eastern Cape, South Africa. Zahara was raised there with her parents Nokaya and Mlamli Mkutukana, the sixth of seven children. Zahara started singing in her school's choir when she was 6 years old, becoming the lead singer there. And at the age of 9, she was asked to join the senior choir because of her strong voice, and her stage name means blooming flower in Arabic. As a child, she was known by her nickname Spinach after her love of vegetables. We'll dive deeper to personal life ka Zahara, but now let's just get to career yake. Just for the facts, Zahara's music is classified loosely as Afro soul, and she sang in her native language, Xhosa, as well as in English. Her music has been described as a mixture of styles popularized by Tracy Chapman and India Ari. Zahara started her career basking on the streets of East London. She was signed to the label TS Records by Utike Ngciza. Zahara's debut album Loliwe was released in 2011, with the first issue being sold out within 72 hours. 19 days later, the album sold more than 100,000 copies, reaching double platinum status in South Africa. This made her the second musician to reach this figure in such record time after Brenda Fassie, also a Xhosa native. Zahara released her first live DVD, The Beginning, live in 2012, featuring X Factor USA contestant Leroy Bell, which reached platinum in one day, according to the standard set by the Recording Industry of South Africa. On 1 May 2012, at the annual South African Music Awards, Zahara won 8 awards, including Best Female Artist and Album of the Year. In 2013, Zahara released her second studio album, Pendula, which won 3 South African Music Awards for Best Selling Album, Best R&B, Soul and Reggae Music, and Female Artist of the Year. The same year, Nelson Mandela invited her to his home to perform a private bedside concert. She then composed Nelson Mandela in his honor and released it as an EP. 2014 to 2018, country girl Umgodi. In July 2014, Zahara's younger brother was murdered in East London. According to Zahara, she went through a period of depression after his death, but recovered enough for the 2015 release of Country Girl. In 2015, at the Eastern Cape Music Awards, she won the 2 awards, Best Female and Best Artist 3. In early 2017, Zahara signed with Warner Music South Africa. On 13 October 2017, she released her 4th studio album, Umgodi, which went gold after only 6 hours. To further support the album, Zahara embarked on her Africa All-Star Music Festival, visiting 3 venues in the United States. The tour began in Toronto, Canada, and on the 17th of August 2019 and concluded on the 24th August 2019 in Washington, D.C. Godi won Best Female Act at the 2018 Next Generation Entertainment Awards. 2021 to 2023, Ngabayamo. Following a 4-year hiatus, Zahara announced her 5th studio album on Cape Talk site and later released the album's lead single, Nyamezela, on 7 May 2021. On 30 July 2021, she released her second single, Ngabayam. The album was initially set to be released on 9 July 2021, but was delayed due to COVID-19 lockdowns and finally released on 13th August 2021. In December 2021, she teased her first Amapiano single on Twitter. In November 2023, Zahara's debut Amapiano single, Guqa Angetolo, was released. Television. In 2021, she made her television debut as a guest judge for Idol South Africa Season 17 alongside Udineo Ranak. Udineo Ranak, she's just another interesting South African character. When it comes to her death, on 11 December 2023, Zahara died at a hospital in Johannesburg at the age of 36. She had been admitted mid-November with liver complications, which worsened until she became unresponsive. She had suffered with liver disease after problems with alcoholism, according to her manager in 2019. Yes. Now, what did DJ Sbu do to Zahara? Because that was a whole controversy. Like, it's DJ Sbu faced allegations of underpaying the late singer Zahara, leading to public backlash, especially after her death, which claims she was owed millions in royalties from their TS Records era. Though he denied this, stating he ensured she owned her publishing and was paid directly, while she claimed mistreatment and exploitation, creating a long standing dispute over finances and creative control. I've never heard of DJ Sbu admitting to anything that he did wrong. It's always right. And the only artist I know who never complained was Unhlanhla Nciza and Umzekeze. And those people had close relationships to the company. So, anyways, what does the word Zahara mean? Zahara meaning shining brilliant flower. Zahara is a stunning girl's name with Arabic, Hebrew, and Swahili roots. Did Zahara's husband attend the funeral? Hmm. That was not a husband actually, because the sisters claimed that Ilobola was not paid. So if Ilobola was not paid, then you're not a husband. Yes, Zahara's fiance Umpho Xaba attended attended her funeral service and memorial, but he was largely sidelined by her family from arrangements and didn't attend the burial, claiming he was excluded and didn't even know where she was buried due to family disputes over his uncompleted lobola. He was present at the public service at the ICC and read a tribute, but felt disrespected by the family. Hmm, that's sad. Questions about the alleged swindling of royalties. DJ Sbu cleared the air and clarified that Zahara was paid directly to her account as per contract and they owed her nothing. Sbu said everything was done according to the books and contracts were there to prove it. Who was Zahara's manager? Zahara's manager was Oyam Kyosiba, moves to Cape Town after her death and joins Gooks FM, which has about 5 monthly listeners. Now, where did Zahara live? Zahara was born on the 9th November in Pumlani Township, East London, Emonti, and named Bulelwa. She took a local music scene by storm with her debut album. We've discovered that. Now, Zahara was called a spinach. She claims that she would eat spinach sabantu. And people called her spinach and she would eat it raw. I don't know if you've eaten spinach, even cooked. Like, I'm not a fan of spinach. Imagine it raw, but damn. Anyways, it's so funny that she's not a drunk. She just likes to personate people. I feel like she was in denial when Meg G was asking her that, because there was a time when Meg G had an interview 4 years ago with Zahara, and she was asking about alcohol abuse, and she just denied it. And she was like, I'm personating people. The video that you saw was me. I can impersonate Umandela, which she's right. She's good at impersonating people, but she did have a problem with liquor. But it's so funny that growing up she was never into alcohol, but the industry. And I was asking myself, why are people in the industry, they die very quickly from substance abuse? Because I have people like around me, they've been drinking since I was a kid and they're still drinking now and they haven't died. So I don't know, like, comment down below what's causing this like rapid death. Is it the type of alcohol they drink? Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? I don't understand it. But anyways, I think for me, you can't really heal something that you have not addressed. If you have not addressed a problem that you're facing, you can't heal, which is why I think she wasn't able to heal from alcoholism. And I think it was part of, for her seeking affection or support or just escapism, because she was going through a lot. I mean, when her brother died, her sister died, the way that her brother was murdered, she couldn't recover from that, and she felt like the nation was not supporting her, that we were not there for her. Instead, we were spreading rumors about her in the papers, obviously the media. Obviously she said South Africans and I'm a South African, so obviously, yeah. And she said people were not there like to support her during her mourning, and she felt alone, she felt judged, she felt criticized, and people were focusing on her alcoholism. And she was like, who has seen me getting drunk in public? Who has ever seen me holding a wine glass? Who has ever seen me doing this? I drink in my house. I don't go parties in club, but you people are talking about me drinking. And I think it was the people close to her that, knew her, that were saying these things. Your inner circle, guys. Your inner circle. Yo. But anyway, she taught herself a guitar and she said she didn't mind going back to, you know, to her village because she's a village girl. She didn't mind going back to her village and just singing for her cows. She doesn't have to. She wasn't seeking fame, and I found that to be astounding. She would sit down and do poetry and miss class, but she passed anyways. And there are people like that, guys. Like, don't mimic those people. Those people that just, they bunk class, but when they're in university or in high school, but when the report comes, a student was a launch a son. At home, she was not supposed to date, drink, or so she would sneak out to go do things because the family was very strict. Utike saw her performing at a club, at Talamang, every Thursday, listening to her crying. So Utike was the one listening to her, and he was crying, seeing Zahara. I think he was touched. Zahara's voice is very touching, like hands down. So, and wanted to sign her. And Zahara didn't even know who was this man in front of her crying. Even Oskido wanted to sign her. Oskido was the one who said Zahara must come up with Ilanduza Imali demo. Her friends put the money together for her to make a demo, and Oskido gave her a phone number. She phoned that, and then Oskido never picked up. Ooh, he never picked up, and because of that, Zahara didn't have so much airtime, so she just let it go. She has a blue book full of songs that she showed to Meg J. Actually, it's an old book, so she had that, and all of her songs were there. Oh. When she gets nervous, she goes to eat periods and runny stomach. I know my grandmother is like this. When she's frightened, it's giving runny stomach, and she's everywhere. So she's saying that when she knows, like when she's so nervous, oh my God, I can't imagine just going to my periods being nervous. That is terrible. But she's saying Mana she'll just go in for hours, and that is interesting. I don't know. Does anyone have that problem? Or is it just Zahara? She was banking, and Usomizu put a, oh yeah, she was basking. Excuse me. She was basking and used to sing on the streets. And Usomizu was the first one to put a paper note there. And that paper note was 20 Rand when Zahara was singing. I don't know why people were disappointed because Usomizu put a 20 Rand there. Maybe that's what he had. Because sometimes people, guys, they don't carry cash. They like to carry a card, and maybe that was the only 20 Rand that was there. So don't do so easy like that. That was her first paper, so that was good money. And it was her first time getting paper. And she was like, I'll just perform again this song, it's fine. A blooming flower, that was Zahara. She didn't like interviews. She doesn't even like being on TV. Like Zahara. She was not about the fame at all. She got money for the summers, but the others, she never got it. Like her awards. Her awards, I don't know, like, can you guys like score me? Awards, the musician, do they belong to the musician or do they belong to the record label? Like, what's going on with that? Because Zahara claims that she only got in Imali for one summers, and the others she never got Imali for those summers. So what's going on with that? Best performance, he was performing for Umandela in his bedroom, and he blessed her. Because Zahara was so good with impersonations, obviously, she mimicked how Umandela blessed her. And Umandela, she claims that Umandela wanted her guitar. And people was like, "I died, she must sing another song." I mean, Zahara loved Matiba, loved. She started dating at 23 years old. That was a little bit later, but that's good. I don't think that's bad, dating at 23 years old. He broke her virginity, and Abantu, it's allegedly that people saying, well, Amaza that did that. Amaza is the virgin breaker. That's what people say. Her music got blocked when she was blocked. I think when the allegations for her royalties and for her music was just blocked. She was born without an umbilical cord. I don't know how that happens because you need to be fed through the umbilical cord, breathe. But she was born without an umbilical cord, and only 50 people in the world are born without umbilical cords. And she survived. She was in that sack, and doctors were very scared to, to open the sack, that sack that holds the babies. And because they didn't know what was making her breathe. So she opened that sack herself after 3 days. My goodness. She was the best in netball. When she was young, the record label owed her everything, she said. She would get 15K if she asked for it from her gigs. Like, Spoo, come on. Come on. Man, she wants to be remembered. Obviously, now I'm remembering her as the girl next door who gave hope, and she did. I don't remember, like, every time I feel like I'm listening to Zahara song, I feel like crying, guys. Like, it just tears me up. She says people made her angel, an angel, and now people now want to put her down. I think the rumors about her alcoholism, they say that the industry will build you up and tear you down. Unfortunately, she led the choir at the age of 6, as we stated before, and church and home because kids were making fun of her. Um, and so she became her mother's friend, attending Sunday school at the leading her sister's choir in their late teens, and she was in the drama department at 13, leading her church worship team until she was in Johannesburg. For Mgodi, she said she was inspired. The Mgodi is the song in the album. She was inspired because she was fighting with her former management. Ish. And she felt like she was in a pit and she felt like no one could get her out. Pendula was influenced by people because she saw that we are the same. She likes the perks of fame, obviously, the royal treatment, but there's another dark side of fame. The sisters are saying that when in regards to the husband, he is not the husband because he did not have enough money. Because he just went there to discuss how much the Ebola would be. Mpo did not go to the hospital every day, as he claims, because they would ask for a ride from him. And sometimes he would just say he was not going to the hospital. He only knew Zahara for 3 months. Ouch. So I feel like maybe that's why they sidelined him, because maybe they felt like you don't even really know my sister that way. Like, it's only been 3 months. So what do you mean? Like, we have to give you charge of her funeral and everything. So that is why they did not want him to take control. Mpho Xaba was claiming Zahara's possessions. People were saying that they deny stealing the card because he claimed that the sisters, they stole her card and started spending. Speak on Zahara's sexual assault. Well, there was this, I think it's Women's Day in South Africa, yes. And then Zahara was just telling her story that she was in this car with this man, and this man stopped by the bushes and told her to shut up, but only in Xhosa. I think he sprayed gun on her face, yes, but she managed to run, but she was bruised and she was close to her home, and that's just a sad one. She knew her story had to be told. That's now she wrote Destiny. She was asked to open for Ushante Mo after she was singing Uloliwe with Osis Ntlantla, and people wanted more. I mean, Ushante couldn't even go on stage because people were screaming Zahara's name. Yeah, ne? And then she didn't even release the album, and she was not thinking TV or radio. She was just thinking people are going to hear my story and then might get help from it. She never was taught the guitar, like I mentioned. She's self-taught. She considers herself that it's a gift, it's not talent. And I feel like the nation broke her by putting her down, because I feel like she's very soft-hearted. She was very vulnerable. She was very tender, and she just didn't like the judgment that came with fame, unfortunately. So yeah, that is stories Zahara, people. What do you people think? I love Zahara, and obviously she's sorely missed. I don't know who do you guys think would play Zahara one day? Like, if there were a biopic of Zahara, who would be the lady to play Zahara? Because wow. But anyways, like, share, and comment, and I'll see you guys later with another legend. Bye.